please. Read the roll.
Yes, sir. Ross?
Here.
Hamilton? Absent. Hart?
Present.
Robinson?
Here.
Baxter?
Here.
Harris?
Here.
Fowler?
Present.
Insulaco?
Here.
A quorum is present, sir.
Thank you. If everybody please stand for the prayer and the pledge of allegiance by Mr. Barber.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we come before you once again this evening, and we thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you for this beautiful city. We thank you for those you have put in authority over this city, and we pray that you would give them wisdom this evening as they decide things for us. We do ask, Lord, that, again, you would just protect those who are serving the public, the police, the fire, the electric department. Lord, all those who put themselves in harm's way for our benefit. Lord, we do thank you for them all in Jesus' name, and all God's people said.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Motion moved.
Second.
Second.
On the motion on the minutes of the previous meeting, Ross?
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
I know that you sent out an email that it was an addition, basically. It wasn't
I
a correction.
did,
So
so-
we don't need to do anything on that, do we?
Right, so Councilmember Ross had reached out earlier. We had a R24, can you hear me? R2560 was one of the rehabs that was adopted under the consent agenda. So we pulled it back out of consent, expunged the vote, then had a vote. So I put a sentence in there making that more clear, so that if you look at the minutes years from now, you'll be able to see. So all I added was it was a motion, wait a minute, that's not where it is. Was previously adopted under the consent agenda. Item was called, following new business, expunged, then reread. And then the rest of it is the text. And you can either make a motion to amend that, or you can accept it as it's been presented since it was sent to you before the meeting.
Accept it as it is, that's fine.
Fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay? Okay, Hart? Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
You have 7 communications.
Thank you. If anybody would like to pull any communications, if not, anybody, I'll ask for a yes vote on all communications.
Need a motion and a
I'll
second?
move to accept 1 through 7.
Second.
Motion set 1 through 7.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hart? Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Presentations, Mayor?
Thank you. Presentation night, Chris, are you coming up first from Main Street, if you don't mind, or who is it, may I ask? And I think we've got something to run on the video. John, that's not working back there for some reason. Edgar, if you don't mind, sir? Give me just a second, Chris, if you don't mind, so I can get that back TV working. That goes out to a lot of people. And I ask you to identify yourself, please, and name.
Sure. I'm Greg Phillips, and I'm the director of Main Street, Arkansas.
Thank you.
You're
Go
welcome.
ahead.
Yes, well, I want to thank you for allowing us to be here, Mayor and Council. I'm here to, or we are here, me and my team are here to present the Argenta Downtown Council with 2 of our 2025 Excellence in Downtown Revitalization Awards. Just wanted to say a few things. I've been with Main Street for 28 years, and I have worked all over the state and have been coming to downtown here in Argenta for all of those years. And so I just want to let you know that the progress that has taken place in those 28 years, you know what it is. And but I just want to let you know how proud we are as an organization of the progress that you have made. You are fortunate to have some wonderful leadership in Chris and Elise and their team, but also leadership from the board, currently led by Aaron Stanger. So I want to thank you as a council as well for supporting the Argenta Downtown Council. We at Main Street, Arkansas feel that it's vitally important that all of our Main Street programs are supported by their municipalities. It's a team effort. These organizations cannot do the work that they do alone. So I want to commend you for that and thank you for your support. And you know, downtown revitalization is a race without a finish line. So I hope that that support will continue for years into the future. As I said, we have 2 awards to present. One is the Spirit of Main Street Award, which is a video essay. All of our programs submitted video essays to show the importance and portray the spirit of their program and their downtown district. And the other is for the campaign for Main Street. So that recognized an outstanding special event, image campaign, or public relations campaign that has had a significant impact on the Main Street program. And what they are winning for tonight is for the social media efforts that they have used to promote Argenta. So with that, I think we have a video, or you have comments?
We do, we have a view in the back. Are y'all ready in the back? Let's run it if you can.
It's just the TV that's down, the Comcast is working.
Okay, good then. Let's go ahead and run the video. Thank you, Edgar. Appreciate it.
Okay, but what does that mean? Hold on a second. We can do better than that. In the Argenta Arts District, community engagement is at the heart of everything we do. A diverse group of individuals, including nonprofits, business owners, and residents, come together to create a shared vision of progress and community development. Together, we want to create a space that fosters our youth, that cleans up our streets, and creates an environment that is both creative and inclusive. Our goal here in Argenta is to create a space that grows creativity, it grows art, community, and our culture. So what is the spirit of Main Street? Argenta Arts District.
Was that Tim calling? Where's this little roller blade? Tim, where are you? You out there? I see you back there. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, so we're very proud of Chris and his team and the Argenta Downtown Council and everything that's happened here. And we just look forward to more and more progress in the future. So congratulations to you all for your awards. Before I turn it over to Chris, I do want to introduce the other team members for Main Street, Arkansas. That would be Susan Shaddix. Susan, and she's our interior designer. And Mark Miller is our small business consultant. And their services are free to any property owner, business owner in a downtown district. So that's one of the great benefits of being part of our network is the technical assistance we provide. So
Thank y'all very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, I've just got a couple remarks, and I'll keep it pretty quick. I'm Chris.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm Chris Kent. I've been here before.
You got here. Ready to go.
I'm the executive director of the Argenta Downtown Council. I want to thank Greg and the entire Main Street, Arkansas staff for awarding us the Spirit of Main Street Video Award and the Campaign for Main Street Media Award. These awards would not be possible without our incredible staff who do the dirty work to make sure we maintain that special Argenta vibe. I want to give a shout out to our 5 full-time employees, Calvin, Dion, Monica, John, and Elise Cullen, our deputy director, who worked with Sheila Martin at Obtain Creative on the social media campaign. I also want to thank our 5 part-time employees, Marcia, Zeppelin, Adam, Susie, and Tim Carr. Tim, over here, produced the award-winning video you just saw, So thank you to our staff and to our board of directors, especially Aaron Stanger. You may not know that the Argenta Arts District is comprised of 107 different properties between Broadway and 8th Street, owned by 80 individuals who voluntarily pay to support the services provided by the Downtown Council. They expect clean sidewalks, maintained flower beds, and someone to advocate for them. The Argenta Downtown Council does this for them. And while I'm here, they really want to slow the traffic down on Main Street if we can do anything to fix that. So thank you to these property owners. So in early 2020, when society was locked down by the COVID pandemic, we had a choice. We could either run and hide, or we could be brave and work together and fight for the survival of our businesses and our downtown. Fortunately, our property owners, business owners, Mayor Joe Smith, and our city council worked together. We created an entertainment district. We started the Dogtown Throwdown street parties. We reclaimed the name Dogtown with our amazing Dogtown Proud mural that was painted by North Little Rock native and nationally recognized artist Kevin Cressy. And we created a modern social media strategy that celebrated these successes and changed the perception of who North Little Rock was. Last week at the National Main Street Conference in Philadelphia, the Main Street CEO, Aaron Barnes, talked about some of the new challenges that we are facing, like an erratic federal economic policy, an increase in extreme weather, which we all saw last week with all this rain, a decrease in birth rates, and the rapid rise in AI. That's artificial intelligence and not the steak sauce. So we need to make a choice. Do we run and hide, or do we turn these challenges into opportunities? This past weekend, we had our first Dogtown Throwdown of the year, where I met with several business and property owners, and I know what they want. They want to do what they know works, being brave, working together, and fighting for their downtown. In closing, I want to thank Mayor Terry Hartwick, the North Little Rock City Council, and the entire city of North Little Rock, because without you, none of this works. So thank you all very, very much for the support you've given
Thank you,
Argenta.
Chris. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Get a picture with you?
I'd love it.
Okay.
You know, come on.
I figured you would.
Yeah, come on.
Wait, Chris, aren't you going to say anything about my attire?
Okay, well,
I heard about
I
it.
will let you know that almost every event we have downtown, Ron shows up for it. And he showed up dressed to the nines with a full tuxedo for this Saturday. So Ron was a special guest at the community theater play for Gypsy and did a great job.
I heard about it, but it wasn't good.
I got more people wanting photographs of me. It's crazy.
Chris, are you still here? I guess I can gotta go back and remember. I guess it started like in 1997 with Pat. We started Argenta downtown, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think they, I ran into Candy Jones this weekend out there, and I think they started in '93.
Was it 93?
So it's been, overnight success.
Well, when I was coming to work there, I saw all the ladies down there doing work on the tulips. There was
Yeah.
about 13 or 15 of them down there today. So
Yeah.
our downtown does look spectacular. Thank y'all for what you do, and it's always good to see those tulips come because you know it's springtime's on the way.
Yeah, that's right. You're very welcome. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's go to unfinished business, please.
R2561, you want to pull that?
Yes, I've talked to Mr. Harris, and he and I we're probably going to pull this time so we can get some questions answered with legal and our CFO. So right now, we thought it'd be best just go ahead and pull this and bring it back at different times. Is that okay with you, Mr. Harris?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We don't do that till last. Yeah, that's the way we always do it. Public comment goes last. Thank you.
Consent items?
Yeah, let's do the consent items. I think I'm going to ask for R 2564 through R 2573. For those who would like to pull one, if not, I'll ask for a voice vote of saying aye.
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 Those say no? No?
right.
Thank you, none. So be it.
R 2574, Mayor Hartwick.
Please, those are rehab agreements, please call it. And the people who are here with that, you said, correct?
Yes, sir, they're here on both of these, but we'll
All right.
need to do them one at a time.
Let's do them one at a time, please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 4509 Haywood Street, in the city of North Little Rock.
So resolution,
Resolution, we need a motion,
Move for adoption.
motion,
Second.
adopt, and second.
and now it's ready for discussion.
Any discussion? Ms. Ross?
No, I wanted to know if the owner's here.
The owner is here. If you don't mind, come on up.
You guys,
Is that Mr. Newman, Newman Capital Ventures? Yes, sir, please. Identify yourself, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Council.
Yes, sir. You identify yourself, please, again?
I'm Miles Newman from Newman Capital Ventures.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Ross?
Oh, my question is always to anyone, this is nothing different, but anyone that comes before us with these rehab agreements, just want to make sure that you do understand everything that's in this contract and the strict deadlines that you have to meet.
Yep, of course. Yeah, I have my contractor here. He's aware of the timelines that we have to and the deadlines that we have to meet. And yeah, apologies for the lack of communication on our part. I had a contractor that started and then kind of completely disappeared. So it's kind of been a situation for the past couple months. So we were aware of the situation and we just want to help gentrify, clean up the street and everything. So I own 3 houses on the street right now. The one directly to the right of the 2 that are condemned has already been most of the way fixed up. So just in the process of trying to clean up all 3.
I just want to make sure, one time we had someone tell us they thought that was just a suggestion. These are not suggestions, I guess. That's
Yeah,
what I was wondering.
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Anybody else? Mr. Baxter?
So in the original contract, it says you would be complete by May. Obviously, you're not starting when that start time was documented on that,
Yeah.
you know. So what are we looking at now, just out of curiosity?
We're thinking,
3 months.
yeah.
No,
Start date when? Starting date when? When you,
Soon as we put
Yeah.
our permits.
okay, it looks like you may get your vote. So if you start now, you get, say, in 3 months from now, more or less?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Anybody else? If not, so we had a motion, I think.
yes, sir, on the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hart?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
R 2575, Mayor Hartwick.
Please.
A resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an agreement to rehabilitate property located at 4503 Haywood Street in the city of North Little Rock.
move for adoption.
Motion to adopt, and there's a second. And now, questions? Ms. Ross? So y'all stay there if you don't
I have
mind.
the same question on this legislation as the last one. You can just say yes or no. You
Yeah,
do
yes.
understand
Yeah,
all
for the
of it.
second
Okay.
house. Yep,
All right,
yes.
That's it.
Of course.
Okay, thank you.
There's a
Okay.
motion,
On the
second.
motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hart?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Okay, you guys are good?
Great. Thank you.
And then city attorney may have some contracts for you to sign, but you can get with them later. Okay. R 2576, Councilmember Hamilton, and I'm understanding we're holding that one.
He said to hold it. He sent us, in fact, I just read it. I think Ms. Ross has it, but he'd like to hold it next, but he doesn't, he's under the weather, okay? So we'll hold that one.
Okay. O 2527, Councilmember Insulaco.
Please call it.
An ordinance granting a conditional use to allow a photography studio in a C1 zone for property located at 5101 North Locust Street in the city of North Little Rock. First reading.
Please move to suspend all readings.
Second.
Motion been seconded.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hart?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adopt?
Move for adoption.
Second.
Any discussion? On the motion, Ross?
Yes?
Hart?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
On the emergency, Ross?
Yes?
Hart?
Yes.
Robinson? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Yes.
Concludes new business.
Thank you. I have public comments from Mr. Rodney Cotton. Please come forward, identify yourself, please. You got 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor Harwood and members of the city council.
Hey, Rodney, do me a favor. Put that mic just in front. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, sir. Good to see you, Rodney.
Okay, all right. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Rodney Cotton, and I am the resident as well as the HOA president of Ashley Downs community. I come before you on behalf of many concerned neighbors to address two long-standing and serious issues affecting our quality of life: the poor stormwater drainage system throughout our neighborhood and a lack of adequate, in some cases, non-existent street lighting on Smarty Jones Drive. First, let me talk about the drainage. Every time we experience moderate to heavy rainfall, large portions of Ashley Downs become overwhelmed with standing water. Yards flood, driveways become impassable, and some homes are at risk of interior water damage. More than just a nuisance, this poses health and safety concerns, from mosquito breeding grounds to the potential for property damage. Our community is not asking for luxury. We're asking for a basic functioning infrastructure system that effectively manages stormwater. Second, the lack of street lighting on Smarty Jones Drive is a serious safety concern. It's pitch black at night. This creates a dangerous situation for pedestrians, drivers, and especially children and seniors in our neighborhood. Whether it's walking a dog, taking in an evening stroll, or simply driving safely through the area, residents are doing so in complete darkness. It's not just uncomfortable, it's unsafe. We understand that the city resources are stretched and priorities must be balanced, but these issues have persisted for too long. We are asking for your leadership and partnership in developing a clear and timely plan to address the storm drainage problems and install proper lighting on Smarty Jones Drive. Ashley Downs is a growing and proud part of North Little Rock. We're committed to our community, and we're asking for the city to be committed to us in return. Thank you again for your time and your service. I look forward to working with you to find a solution.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anything else?
As far as the street lights, I know that, and Ron, I know you're a developer and you've built, and it's always been my understanding that the developer put in the street lights.
The issue, there's a new issue. It's in Crystal Hill, and it's it's also in Ashley Downs. It's where we accepted a new subdivision as is. And so I'm working with the mayor and officials about, okay, how do we get more street lights in these areas that, you know, the developer, when they did it in the rural area, they didn't put them in. And so we accepted everything. And so now we have this dilemma, but we have the same thing going on in Crystal Hill too, by the new 4-lane that we're getting ready to put out there. And so I'm working on it. So it's an issue, and it's not an Entergy issue, it's not a utility issue, it's a city and a ward issue. So we just got to figure it out. So I'm working on it. I also, as a builder, I took the liberty of with the rain and everything to try to get my arms around that. I saw some video, and I did see the, you know, what the 12-inch rain did, and I'm sure there's some more water with the less than a 12-inch rain. That's just it's an interesting deal where we accept a subdivision, and Sean, I don't know if this is something that, does engineering research that before we take a subdivision in? I mean, I see the problem.
Well,
but
he's planning, he's not engineering.
I know,
Okay.
but it is a field. And you go look at the field that's out there for the, you know, before the houses were built, and there's water in every field. And so it's an interesting dilemma. I would say, in my opinion, as a builder, boy, I would have gone up another block or two on my foundations, just so you know. I mean, I wouldn't have held it that slow. But anyway, you bring up a good point. I'd love to research it more with planning and engineering, and maybe I can help you out a little bit.
So let me say this.
Wait a minute. I gotta go here first, okay?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Ms. Robinson.
When we annexed Ashley Downs, that was 2 or 3 engineers ago. So we don't fully understand what type of conversation went on at that time between the developer and the engineers. You know, we don't know. But I think you all have what, an HOA
Yes, ma'am.
where you're collecting monies.
Yes, ma'am.
So could those monies go toward you all getting lights?
No, ma'am. We don't collect enough for that.
Excuse me?
We don't collect enough for that.
Y'all don't collect the money?
We don't collect enough for that. We only collect enough to maintain the aesthetics, the common areas, and the green space. That we can maintain that. We cannot maintain streets and lights.
I also know that engineering I thought they were out there doing some drainage work.
They came out to do a survey, and the survey, I haven't yet to hear the results of the survey, and it's done months and months ago. However, there are a couple solutions that could be done at a rapid pace that will suffice and keep the water off of the people, especially back on the Smarty Jones area, the newest part of Ashley Downs. So what's the problem is the ditches are approximately 8 to 9 feet wide. The drainage pipe is approximately 40 inches wide. So you got a big area of water going to a small area of water and trying to push out. So if we take those drainage ditches and put the square culverts in, the big square covers, then we could possibly move the water a lot faster in a bigger volume. So, and then it will relieve off of the back area back there. What happened was, as long as I have been talking about this for over a year, and the problem that happened this past week is the problem that I was telling them that was going to happen, was flooding. So I have pictures of some of the flooded areas and why they flood. I have the drainage ditch, if you see how wide it is on one side and how wide it is coming out on the other side. And a lot of concrete trucks washed out in the drainage ditches. So they have restrictions. So this drainage ditch at this point and one other point need to be wider. And that'll relieve a lot of the problem. And the ditches around the residential areas need to be regraded.
Ms. Hart.
So to speak to what I have done, I've been talking to Mr. Cotton since I was sworn in, that there wasn't a process that was in place within the city if we have a situation like we do at Crystal Hill and here. So we were able to identify a contact at Entergy for this particular subdivision because Entergy is who services them. And so right now, the goal for me as your council member is to find out the cost because none of us know what it's going to cost to get however many lights you need. And I consider us problem solvers as council members. We work with you all to solve the problem. So for me, after hearing all the discussions and looking at what's been done, people tossing around where you place the blame, I'm trying to get to the solution. And the solution is we got to find the money and we got to get the street lights. So I'm trying to get a cost estimate so I can do whatever I can to help and assist this community in getting that. As it relates to the ditches, same thing. There's a cost associated with, after the survey was done, they're going to create a design plan. When I talked to Mr. Cook, they're going to create a design plan, and Mr. Cook and I will meet with Mr. Cotton on Wednesday morning so that he can go over the results with him of that survey and explain to him what came about. But at this point, there again, there's going to be a cost associated with us fixing that. And so I'm trying to get the bottom line of what that cost is so that we can then see where we can help this community. So that's what I've been doing with working with Entergy and working with the city employees.
Ms. Ross.
I think one thing too, I mean, that's a great start to, I mean, you've got to know how much money you're looking for before you go looking for money. But I think one of my questions too would be the ongoing, this is Entergy, so you're gonna have to pay Entergy to supply the electricity to these. So you would need to know your annual, what it would cost to continue to operate them, rather than just install them.
Entergy, but Entergy is,
It's just the cost of streetlights.
it's the
That's all
cost
it
of the
is.
streetlights. Like,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
already been able to talk
They
to
put
them.
the
on
street light and you don't pay anything after that. There's
Oh,
no,
You will.
You pay a monthly, we pay, every time you annex a subdivision, you pay a monthly cost for each streetlight.
For each streetlight. But it's gonna be,
How much would North Little Rock be
Manage.
paying to Entergy is what I want to know afterwards. Because you're going to have to purchase, North Little Rock will have to purchase that.
No.
from Entergy.
No.
Now, who's gonna get
Entergy
power there?
does it at the cost to get the revenue. So it's just, what I'm talking about in Crystal Hill is put a street light on a pole. It's not, we're not talking about pretty decorative poles. We're talking about street lights on a wood pole is what they're looking
Is
at.
that with Entergy also?
Yes.
and that's what Entergy
And so
said.
the electricity will just be free going to those streetlights?
No, but it's gonna be.
It's a monthly
serviced
fee,
through
just like we
Okay,
pay City of North Little Rock a monthly fee.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Just if you can just because you got to have known your long-term maintenance and.
We're not talking about that much money.
Okay, well, the still amount, just curious. You need to know.
If we open that up, y'all don't pay any money now. Mr. Ryan, can you come up, please?
You said we wasn't paying?
Listen for just a sec, Rodney. Give me a second. Okay. Please. Ryan, we've been addressed, I think I addressed you with this about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yes, sir.
For Ms. Hart. Can you bring me up to date? We finally got hold of this person named Harris something.
Yeah, so I made contact with the design engineer at Entergy. He's currently looking into a per light cost. That'll be billed out on a monthly basis. It'll be a good idea.
To who?
To the city,
Okay, so the city would have to pay for it?
yes.
Okay. And then after it's up, the electricity that's going on, who pays for it then?
So they would not charge us the build out. It's not gonna be a material charge or anything.
I
of that
understand.
nature. It'll just be locked into the monthly fee for as long as the lights are in service.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Ross?
To maintain those, since they are Entergy, would Entergy be in charge of maintaining? So your
Yes.
street light went out, then you would call Entergy?
Correct.
Okay.
Ms.
So Entergy is currently serving Ashley Downs.
Yes.
Correct.
So every month, Entergy gets the money,
Correct.
correct?
We pay Entergy now for streetlights.
Excuse me?
We pay Entergy for streetlights now in Entergy's territory.
Mr. Ryan?
I don't see that bill. I'm not entirely sure on that one. So,
We can get, again, we're back to where we are right now is Mr. Cotton wants streetlights in his subdivision, which is served by Entergy.
he's working
We've
on the
contacted a person at Entergy to bring us back prices that may be considered to put lights in there. I've been out to Ashley Downs. In fact, I was on my way to see you last Saturday when I saw that cow blow in front of me when the hurricane went by. So I've been out there before. Meanwhile, right now, we're looking for answers. and we'll
We
get
had the
back.
same inquiry going on in White Oak. It's just where years ago when they put them in, they just didn't do very, it's not an underground subdivision, it's rear lot line. And to get a street light, they do a, secondary service from the rear lot line to a pole at the street. And so anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Go ahead, Rodney.
So to be clear, Ashley Downs, most of Ashley Downs has streetlights.
They do. They only missing about 8 to 10, if I remember right.
Yes, about 10
On that
poles
backside
that need to
there.
be on that backside, the newest addition to Ashley Downs. That's the part that did not get streetlights. And that's the darkest part, because it's the furthest away.
Is that Secretariat?
No, it's Smarty Jones.
Marty Jones, you're right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The only thing that I'm gonna close with this is it's disturbing when I continue to hear that the developer is gone. I mean, we stuck with the baby.
That's Caitlin. Caitlin?
Yeah, they gone. So,
Got you. Mr. Baxter?
Well, as it relates to developer, in the area where I live, in the area that I serve, it's over 60 or 70 years old, and that's being generous. When those developers built our subdivisions, a lot of them didn't have curb. A lot of them didn't fathom the fact that there would be residents at these homes with 4 cars, right? That's how they built those subdivisions. That's the developer thing. We're dealing with that still today because we don't allow, parking in the yard in certain areas. Some you have to park on the street, whatever, right? So talking about developers, I think that we as individuals have a responsibility as well, because here's the thing. This is one of the rudest awakenings that I had as a council member. People will come to me with the problem, and I see that there's an issue, yes. However, you don't think things through when you're buying a property. A perfect example, when my wife and I first, looked at a house where we're living now, been there for 32 years. We had no idea that our house was only on a circuit at the very end with a transformer that serves 4 homes. 4. The ice storm of 2000, we were the very last people to get turned on. Why? Because there was only 4 of us. When we were my wife and I looking at that house, we didn't even care about that. There's certain things that people just ignore, don't even consider when they're looking at a house. Oh, look at the den, or oh, look at how the bedrooms are laid out, right? We think about those things, but we don't think about how the developers may have made it difficult for us to live our daily lives, right? So I just think we have a responsibility. Everybody thinks that our streets should be clear when it ices. I can remember back in the 60s, my mom would have to walk 5 blocks because she knew that our road wasn't going to be clean, right? But that's what we did, right? I think we've gotten softer. I think we've gotten a little, people complain about losing the internet. It's just a thing. We have to understand that developers aren't the end-all, be-all, fix-all. Nor do I think the city has a responsibility to go back and correct those errors that developers made. I think in some cases we can, in some cases we can't. So, anyway.
Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Feller.
Sir, will there be any additional development in your neighborhood in Ashley Downs?
No, sir. As of, I think this coming May, the remaining properties is going to be sold. The sale will be complete. And as of then, it will be phase 1 only. It's supposed to be in phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I think the buyer is only going to use it for farmland.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Thank you, Mr. Cotton, appreciate it. Thank you, Ryan. Yes, where are we?
Move to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
On the motion, Ross?
Yes.
Hart? Yes. Robinson? Yes. Baxter?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Fowler?
Yes.
Insulaco?
Affirmative.
Thank y'all very much, appreciate it.
Affirmative.